What's up, everybody? Today we are going to be taking a closer look at the Eastport area, basically the main Eastport area, which is off to the right. But I kind of want to get you situated on where we're at currently. So we're flying over what's behind us is Water's Edge Recreation, or what will be. And we're flying over the Central Lake Teaching Facility. We're looking to the west a little bit. Central Parkway is that road along the left. You'll be able to see that soon. I'll point it out. Middleton is up there in the far distance. Right before Middleton is Moultrie Creek, and actually Seleucus Recreation Center is on that crossroad there. Central Parkway is right here, as you can see. And now we're going to turn toward the north, and you'll be able to see several of the things here. Central Lake is that lake that's right in the middle of your screen right there. And everything around that is basically the downtown Eastport area. So you can see several other things I've pointed out there for you. Those are the main things. You will have several of the normal, like the pickleball, tennis courts, swimming pool around these areas as well. And there's a bigger recreation center that I'm going to show you later on in this video as well. This going right down off of this lake. And honestly, the Olympia Recreation Center, which is what it's called, is going to have a couple things that's kind of interesting and different than any other rec center that we've looked at. But real quick, we're going to take a look at something that's actually really exciting about this area. And when we were down shooting this video, we got tipped off to it, is they were bringing the crane in. So they are in the midst of putting up some of those tilt wall construction, and they're actually bringing the crane into the neighborhood. Someone came over and told us that they were driving this in, so we came over and got some good drone footage of them kind of maneuvering this crane in, as you can see, and getting that into the area. So construction, especially for the tilt wall homes, is going to pick up pretty dramatically here shortly. I've been hearing the new timeline for these areas and all of the completion is end of 24, beginning of 25, for 2025 being the finishing point of Eastport and all the construction. I'm not sure. I just read that somewhere. So, that's here or there. Don't hold me to that. You can see the operation they have bringing these cranes in. It's pretty interesting that we actually caught this out here and we just happened to be out there videoing while they were bringing all this in. It's pretty neat. I'd like to get a video of them actually doing construction on a tilt wall home one of these days. This is just south of Center Lake when they were bringing this in. So those will probably be the areas that they're working on next. I know that they put the houses up in Moultrie Creek. Moultrie Creek is kind of a smaller area between this area and Middleton. Middleton's the family housing area along that Hallow Creek Championship golf course as well. So pretty interesting. And this is where that crane is headed, that southern area here. Straight down. I believe this is Bexley Trail. I could be wrong on that. Everything looks the same out here when it's under construction, if I'm being honest. It's either Bexley Trail or Bar Boulevard. Actually, this road closer to us is Bar Boulevard. And that's where the crane's going down right now. So this area that you're seeing right where they're at currently is by the Water's Edge Recreation, or where that's going to be, the Water's Edge Recreation facility, just south of Central Parkway. Anyways, headed back north. So this is where Hallow Recreation and Blanchard Recreation will be. A couple of the smaller recreation areas. And then you have the Woodlands Country Club, which will be right next to Blanchard Recreation, right where that sign was on the right-hand side of the screen. As we fly over it, you'll kind of see the parking lot and the outline for it right there to the right of that line of trees there. And then you're going to see the Woodlands Championship course. I'll kind of point out where that's at, right around this area. Again, general areas, nothing specific as outlined. Obviously, there will be a lot of housing areas in here and things like that, and the golf courses will be around that. It's not too laid out yet. I mean, unless you really fly over and get close, you're not going to know exactly where that's at. But this little parking area right here that we're starting to get up to, that's the Blanchard Recreation and the Woodlands Country Club, like I said. We also flew over the LaGrange Recreation. I would say it's LaGrange. And a little southeast of this is the main area, the square of Eastport, right off of Central Lake. You can see this area is under a little bit of construction currently as they're working to get it ready. This is looking north toward the turnpike. And so on the opposite side of the turnpike here, you have St. Catharines, and all of those areas. The Southern Oaks Bridge is less than a mile from here. And that comes off of Bexley Trail, which leads right over the Southern Oaks Bridge. Now, this area that is circled up to the right that you saw on your screen was the Southern Oaks area. And then in the distance here, on the right-hand side, top right, which I will point out here in a second, you see the softball fields, the Farragut softball fields. There's 4 softball fields here we're going to fly over. And then you'll see the layout for the Olympia Recreation Center as well. So the Olympia Recreation Center is a big rec center, kind of like you would say the Zell Rec Center or those type of rec centers, the bigger ones. This one is actually going to have an indoor gym facility in it with basketball, rock climbing, pickleball, those type of things. I think this is the only indoor rec center, correct me if I'm wrong, that is going to have rock climbing. And I thought that was kind of interesting, rock climbing, because you don't have that. But they also, in Richmond, had outdoor volleyball courts. I'm not familiar with how often they get used, but they do have those sand volleyball courts. And then obviously, like I said, you got indoor basketball, which is also new. So there's a possibility to use, I think, 6 pickleball courts and 2 half basketball courts. Now, the downtown Eastport area is going to have, according to the developer on their last or one of their last videos, they're going to have, it's going to have European influence with a rooftop bar, smaller areas for a more intimate feel. This whole area of the Eastport area is 250 acres. So, I mean, considerably, probably not the biggest area in the villages, but it's decent size, obviously. And then, of course, they have golf, recreation. There's going to be the Central Lake driving range, plus the teaching facility out here. And then the Bel Air Executive Golf Course, Shallow Creek Championship course is not too far, and the Woodlands Championship course is not too far. And then if you wanted to take a short hike across the turnpike, there's several more courses right there. Southern Oaks course, and then some pitch and putts and things like that. Now, this is that downtown area here. This is that Olympia Recreation Center here. I've noticed that several people usually comment about this area being close to the kids in Middleton, like the teenagers and the families. And I think that the developer has separated the two areas pretty well using Moultrie Creek Recreation and the Moultrie Creek area, which is like a small little housing area. I want to say it was like 30-something houses. And then they also have the Shallow Creek Golf Course down there. So there is some separation, which does put some distance in between them. Like I said, this area will have the European influence. Like obviously Spanish Springs has a Spanish influence, and then Brownwood has the country type style to it, and Lake Sumter has the lakeside feel. A question I often get is, aren't they going to run out of people trying to buy houses in the villages? And so I've thought about this a lot, and this is something I just thought about recently, is that I think the developer is actually betting on the fact that people are living longer due to the health benefits and modern technology, modern health, science, all that kind of stuff. People are living longer lives. Pretty soon we'll be living to 110, 120 according to science. And I mean, call me crazy, but they seem to plan out quite a bit. I wouldn't be surprised if they're not taking that into effect for all of this, because they still have a long ways to go. And they're not even halfway there south of the turnpike, in my opinion. But who am I, Anyways, that's all for this video. I hope you found a lot of good information in here and stuck around to the end. As always, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.